Congratulations on your new Lamborghini Urus SE. Let's start with some of the basics. So you want to lift here and go foot on the brake, and then you press start. And you'll notice the car says ready in here, so that means it's ready to go. And in order to get it into like the engine mode, what you want to do is you want to pull your shift changer here. And you want to put it into, I'd say put it into sport. And that's when the engine comes on. So now you can see when it's on, the RPM obviously will be running, so the revs are on. But let's do it again. So let's just press start. Right now it says ready. So technically, if you just want to take off in regular mode, Strut or whatever you started in, all you got to do is you press this right paddle shifter here, and it goes into E. So now we're ready to take off. That's the only way you can put it into drive. There's no other way other than pressing on the paddle shifter on the right side. So then to press park, you go back here to park. To do reverse, what you want to do is foot on the brake, pull this whole thing back, and then the camera system comes on. And then go back to park here. If you wanted to go into like manual mode as you're in drive, so you got to be into drive first, and then you want to press M for manual. And see, now we are in manual M1. If you want to go back into drive, you just press this again, and it goes back into D. When you first turn in your car or turn it on, you want to go to, yours is probably going to say either log in right here instead of set up now. So just go through that process, set up your phone, get it paired, but I'm going to circumvent that and just show you how to set up the phone. So one easy way to set up your phone is just go to settings. You want to go to connected devices, and you want to go to telephone 1. Go to new connection. Make sure your phone is in Bluetooth mode. So open up your Bluetooth screen where you see all your different Bluetooth connected devices, and just wait for this thing to find your phone here. Click it here, invite it from the car, and then on your phone itself, you press pair. It's going to ask you for the pairing code. Just agree that it's the same, and then your phone will pair. The next prompt on your phone is going to say, would you like to enable Apple CarPlay? Make sure your Wi-Fi is on. As long as you select yes here, it's going to bring up a prompt that says, it's a disclaimer from Apple CarPlay, just accept it, go through that process, and Apple CarPlay should appear on the screen within about 20 seconds. One of the first things we do, since we're in Texas and it's really hot, especially you in Houston, you're going to probably get in and want to play with the AC right away. So as soon as you get in, right now it's set up for low, but here are your fans on the left and right side. So that's your fan speed, and then fan speed for the right side of the cabin. So you can turn up your fan speed here or turn it down, and then turn up and down the actual temperature here. So it's pretty simple. They keep this screen always available, so you're not having to look for it. Your cooled seats are here, your heated seats are here. This is for massage seating and seat configurations. So you can press that, and then it brings up the seat settings. So you can tighten up the bolster and the lumbar support here, or actually just more bolsters on the sides of the seat. And then you can tighten up the bottom part of the seat, the bottom where you sit. And then you've got your massage seating, so you can press start and go through different prompts of styles. Here's your intensity down here. And then if you wanted to sync everybody up, you just press sync right here. Now they're all synced for the driver. If you want to just turn it off completely, just press off. If you want to set up your garage door, you press that little home button right there. Then it says program garage door now. What you do is you press yes, program now. You take your little clicker and you hold it in this section until this prompts you for the next page. As soon as you're on the next page, then what it's going to do is it's going to have you press the button on the screen, and as long as that button opens up your garage door, you press yes, hit open the garage door, and then go through it. If it doesn't, then you keep going through it until it opens up the garage from the screen. Here are some different buttons here. So obviously you got your hazards in the middle, max defrost, rear defrost. This is to turn off traction control all the way. So if you want to turn off the traction control, just hold that down for about 7 seconds and it will say no ESC. Ego just means it's a customized button for settings on the way the stability is, the way the handling is, you can go through that and customize it. Most people don't even ever touch that button right there. So let's come back to the screen, and on your home screen, most of the time you're probably going to be in Apple CarPlay. So that little Apple CarPlay symbol is going to prompt probably somewhere here in the media area. It'll say Apple CarPlay. But if you wanted to just listen to the regular radio, what you want to do is press radio, and here's your source right here. You can go to source, and you can even select Sirius XM if you want to go that route, or you can listen to either the FM or the online radio that it comes with. Actually, they have AM radio, which is rare. You don't see that anymore. So coming back into this section, if you want to go to navigation, Navi's there. You just press search, type in your prompt, and it will pull up the display. Another thing is when you're in media, if you wanted to change that to just strictly like Bluetooth, if your phone is already connected, you can go through there, or you could just use the smart Apple CarPlay functions on that screen. If you click into the Urus itself, it's going to bring up different settings inside of the Urus. And one of the main settings a lot of guys go to, if you had gotten the ambient lighting, then you would come in and change it here on the interior lighting. But if you didn't have that, I don't remember, I'll have to look at your build, but that's where you would find that. Here's Lamborghini Anima. So when you switch into these different modes, it'll show different displays for the cars because it's showing you the display it was meant for. So Neve obviously is going to be snow mode, and then Strada is going to be street. Sport is fun. If I was in sport mode, that's probably where you're going to have most of the fun because it does the shifting for you. If you're in Corsa, you'll notice it's not really going to shift until you hit the red line almost on the RPMs. So that's that side of it. So that's this left side. And then on the right side, you've got your EV side. So when we're talking about EV here, you've got your gas tank on the right side full. And then on the left side, this is your EV battery level. Right now, it's on a quarter of a tank of battery. So if you wanted to, technically, if the car was running right now, you can press this button right here, and it's going to say recharge in there. I don't know if you could see it, but it'll say recharge or performance mode. If you're in performance mode and you're in like a Strada or a Sport or Corsa, it's going to give you the performance battery rather than just like the hybrid style. But if you're just in normal, say you just wanted to run this one right here, you pull this EV mode, and if you have enough battery, it will run in EV mode if you pull that button. See how it's highlighted in red? It'll probably take a few seconds to turn off the engine, but once it goes to 0 RPMs, you know you're in EV mode. And then earlier I was talking about this ego button. If you wanted to customize the ego, what you want to do is you want to come in here to that little setting, and you want to set up for either Strada, Sport, Corsa for the traction. Handling, you choose a button. Ride, you choose a button. Once you're done, every time you press that ego mode, it's going to prompt the exact settings that you've saved from before. Coming back into your main home screen, so you've got your radio, media, navigation. Here's your favorites. So your favorites page is going to be found over here. So you can interchange what you see in your favorites by pressing that button right there. So right now it's set up for media, search, and telephone. You can do whatever you want in that screen. So let's come to this other side. I swiped it twice over. Now we're on this other page where you can change these out simultaneously by clicking and dragging them just like a computer phone or a application on the phone. So that's very simple and easy. But let's come to your steering wheel now. So upon getting in, you're going to notice some buttons on the steering wheel. You've got your EV button here. So if you, not EV, I'm sorry, that's EV boost. If you're driving in, say, Strada or Sport, if you press that button right there, it's going to give you 20 seconds of blast off, similar to the way that the Sport response works on the Porsche that you know that used to be right here. So you can turn that on and off, but when you press it, it's essentially throwing you in Corsa mode, and it's amping up the turbos big time, and it's pushing all the electric battery out. So if you ever want to just have fun, as long as you're in Strada or Sport, you press that button and that new screen will prompt and it'll just blast you off. But obviously you want to step on it as fast as you can. You can skip songs, backup songs, turn up the volume up and down here. You can mute it by clicking here. And then as soon as your Apple CarPlay is connected, you can hold down that button right there and it will bring up Siri. And to answer calls, you press the little phone guy here. To hang up, you press that same button. On the left side, you got a view button. So when I'm pressing that view, it's jumping left and right side. So say you wanted to mess with this left side right here, then you just use your arrows and you go through those different prompts. And then if you wanted to select one, you just use this little scroller, select it, and this is showing you some different stuff. So say you wanted to go to navigation, you can select it, and then you can actually zoom in and out with this button on the Navi screen. So that's a pretty cool deal for slight little customization in there. Behind the steering wheel, you've got your blinker, which is standard, normal stuff. To turn on like your auto high beams, you press this once, or you push it forward once, and it'll say a little A right there. So that little A is indicating that the auto high beams are on. Obviously, to flash someone, you just do it once, just like that. And then here is your cruise control. So you can push the button down, and it's gonna set for cruise right there, and you'll see the speed. Obviously, if you wanna increase your speed, you just press that little stick upward, and the speed is going up. See how that works? And then if you wanted to cancel it all the way, you just push the whole stock forward, and now you'll notice it turns off completely. See that? All right, another thing, some of these customers who don't like all of the little safety features and some of the safety sensing, they can turn that up or down by pressing this button here. So you press that, it's gonna bring you into a maximum, individual, or basic setting for driver assistance. For example, if you were in this mode right here, you can actually click in here, you can click the settings button at the right, and you can see what is turned on and off inside of that selection. So this is under the maximum setting. If you come over to the basic setting, it's gonna have less options that are turned on. See, and you can turn them off individually inside of here if you don't like those things. But as you click it, it's clicking this button right here, it's changing and it's going through the different driver assistance settings. See how that works? All right, let's go over a couple things real quick. So if you do want to put gas, there's your gas tank switch right there. But that's gonna be on the other side. On this side, you're gonna have your charging port. So all you gotta do is pull this guy out, hang it right there, and then you plug in your pill. Let me show you the pill. All right, so in the trunk, you're gonna find this bag. Inside of the bag is the pill. You're gonna get the adapter that connects to your charger. So here's your pill, and you wanna take this little tip off and plug it into the pill. All right, let's set up your pill. So you wanna take your pill, and there is a piece here, so that flips up and down. So take the cap off of this side, pull that out, and then what you wanna do is you wanna make sure this matches flush. So see how those line up on this side? So you push it in a little bit, and then that piece comes up, and then you kind of push this down, and then you push it in a little bit more. See how it got a little closer? And then you lift this one more time, and then you lift it, see about right there, and then it goes all the way in. See, it's flush on this side, and then you close that side. Now this bad boy plugs into your wall, and then the side plugs right into the car. You just pull this little piece off, plug it into the car, and that's it. So now coming back to this end, what you want to do is you want to take that little gun, essentially, plug it into the car, and this part right here is going to start blinking. It'll either go green, yellow, or red. You want it to be blinking green. If it blinks red, then there's a problem with the connection into the wall itself, probably. But say you want to leave and it's plugged in right now, this thing will be blinking green. What you want to do is just hold this down for a few seconds, and you'll hear it release, and then you just press that and pull the clip.